Hello my friends, welcome back. It's Belinda here. Just a quick little tutorial on making faux washi tape from magazine paper. I had a little request to asking if I would do a video. I do have an older, longer video on this process, which is one of my Trashcraft Tuesday series from quite some time ago. But I thought let's make it one of our short, snappy little junk journal fundamentals tutorials. So first off, magazine. This is one I've gone through and I've already harvested images out of it that I like. And typically I will cut strips for washi as I go rather than going through a magazine twice. But I thought, why not show you so you kind of get a feel for what I do. So as I'm going through a magazine, I'm looking for things that will lend themselves to washi tape. Typically it's something in the background, but not always. So, and like I've got to the point where I'm a little bit more selective. I'm looking for particular colors that maybe I don't have many of, or patterns that are like, wow, I've got to use that. You can use short bits. You can make short little washi tapes. So like if I put this here, if you can imagine that as a strip of tape. Now, good point I grabbed this. In my previous video, I made this template to use, and I don't very often use it now because you kind of develop your eye as you go along. But if you're not sure what's going to make good washi tape, make yourself a template as wide as your tape. Now, this one was made for a wider tape than what I'm actually using now, but it's what, maybe 1/4 of an inch wider than the tape I'm using. It'll still give you a bit of an idea to see, well, do I like how that looks as a washi tape? So a template is a good idea just to help you kind of work out what you like. Now the first page I have tagged is not this one because there's a bit cut out, but is actually this one. Oh, I've got little fragments stuck in there still. Let's get rid of those. So first page is this quilt one. And I do like quilts for making faux washi. So if I lay my template on, and I'm thinking of this section in particular here, it isolates out and it's like, yes, that will make a good washi tape. So what I do is I cut the piece out, just approximately, and I'm just going to slide the magazine up so it's not kind of visually distracting, and I trim off any areas that I don't want to accidentally get on the washi tape. So I don't want the screen strip or the pattern strip down there. I don't want the background here, so I'm just going to roughly cut it the area that I want the washi tape for, which is that, and so this will go in the bin. And then I'm using cheap washi tape, so this is $2 a roll for this one. I get it from a store in the local city, and then this finer one was sent to me in Happy Mail. Thank you so much, my friend Lisa. So this one is 1/4 of an inch wide, and this one is 1/2 an inch wide. Okay, so that's the ones I'm using. You can use whatever width you want. Then, okay, I'll go through and I'll harvest a whole bunch and then I'll make all the washi at once. But since I'm on camera, I'm just going to create some straight ends, like so. And then flip it over, sort of, that's why I trim off the bits that I definitely don't want on the tape. So there's no chance of them actually being on my strip of tape if they're not there. And then find the end of my roll of tape. So it's so simple, guys. It really is so quick and easy. And then I just lay it down and stick the tape on and trim it off. So you end up with whatever lengths of paper that you have. So whatever the length of paper is the length that your washi tape is going to be. And sometimes you can get more than one out of a piece. So I just lay a second strip if there's room, and it tapers off at the end here. I haven't got quite the same room, so I'm just going to snip the tape down a bit further. And you can even do like shorter and just put a bit in between the angles there and just cut. So that's all got tape ready. I'm going to pop it aside and we're going to go to the next one just so you can see some options for what to take. Okay, this one, there's a couple of areas that I want. So we'll take off the little post-it flag. I'm going to tear this one out of the book. So first up is this strip of colour along the back here. Now it's out of focus, it's got some texture to it, it's like blinds or louvers or something. It's a beautiful pretty colour and it's got some pattern. And I don't even mind the kind of the net curtain, but we don't have a lot of space on the side. So I think I will avoid the white curtain, because I think once you take it in isolation, a strip, the white's going to look pretty dull. So I'm just going to trim along the edge of the white. Now your scissors will gum up a bit with the tape, but that's okay. It's part of the process. And I'm going to use my narrower tape to make washi from this strip. So there's that bit. So even if it's just really quite narrow, if you've got a narrow tape, you can still make washi. And I'll just snip off the bit where the tape went over the end, just so I don't get it stuck onto things. The second area that I want to take is this little tote bag. I think that's got some really cool patterns happening that we can make into some fun washi. I'm just going to trim again like I did with the other one. Trim it down to the area that I definitely would like. So I don't want the ends on there. Snip those off. And it's all curvy, it's not straight, but that's okay. We still can put our tape. Don't need that bit, let's get rid of that bit. Tape right through the middle. Where's the end? There it is. This is a brand new roll. I used up my last roll making heaps of washi tape at the weekend, so we're onto a brand new roll. I use a lot of this tape, so $2 a roll is a good price for me. You can use more expensive tape, but I don't actually think it's really necessary, and I've always found this sticky enough. It sticks fine to my paper. So you will get to see these, probably not all of them, but we'll cut some out just so you can see how they turn out. And I also want some of this pattern here. So again, trimming down to the area that I definitely want on my tape. And if you want longer tape, if you think, oh, I don't want short bits, I only want long bits, and that's fair enough, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to slightly different process. Oops, I better flip it over, otherwise we'd be getting text. So I'm going to stick it right at the edge of the paper, run it across, but I'm not going to chop the tape this time. I'm going to just run my scissors down the edge like so. Now I'm going to pull out the tape and kind of stand it up on its edge, so like I've got it standing up like that, just sitting on its edge. And I'm going to take my bit of magazine paper and decide where I want, because we've got mixed patterns. So I could go with these corners again, like have double corners, or I could, and I think I'm going to go over here and just have more of this pattern, and just lay it down. Now keep an eye on this end, because if you don't lay it down flat, sometimes where you've cut it may not be straight and you might angle it. You might run off the tape. So I keep an eye on this end, and if I see it's going to go off, then I cut the tape back further so I'm not wasting tape. And that's how you extend. So you could go again and again if you like, but I think this length is fine. So I'm just going to trim the tape there. And then I'm going to just do a short wee section just because I want to, through the middle here. So that's that one. Okay, I've only selected out, I think, 4 pages that I want to take washi tape from. This one, I love this one. I actually love this whole frame, but there was an image in the bottom I wanted. It was super cute. But I love this beautiful things on this page. So 2 things that interest me is this minty green textured wallpaper in the background. Lovely colour and some beautiful texture, and it's got a bit of distressing where the paint's chipping off the wallpaper. You won't be able to see it in camera, but as I'm looking at this, I can see patches where the paint's either chipped off or it hasn't been painted properly, so it's painted wallpaper. And then this frame has just got some beautiful distress detail and is lovely. So I want to use both of those. So again, I'm going to cut down the bits that I definitely don't want, and there's a really decorative little strip there inside the frame. So I'm thinking, do I want to get that and a bit of that? And I think I will. And you kind of get a bit, I want to say blasé, as you go along and you start taking a few shortcuts, which I'm going to do now. If you want to be sure that you only get this or this on your tape, then I advise cutting them apart. But I'm just going to wing it. Apart from here, because I don't want this green on this bit of tape. So I'm going to chop that, because otherwise I'd run the tape all the way and then I'd lose a bit of tape. So the decorative bit's right against this edge, so I'm going to line up my tape as close to the edge as I can. Like so. Trim that off. And then I'm going to flip it over so that the green part is closest to me, and do the same thing. So that I know I'm going to get most of, or just that green strip. And this is also a way that you can extend the width of your tape just a little, just a fraction. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. I won't do, shall I do the last page that I had picked out? I don't want this to be super long, and we are almost at 15 minutes. No, we won't do that page. I'll do it off camera. So from here, you just need to cut them apart. You can use a guillotine, which is something I've been doing recently. And if you want to extend the width of your tape, then just push it out a little from the edge of the tape. Also means you're not going to gum up your scissors or your guillotine. And I've just got a tiny, tiny little piece on the edge. And that's our green bit of washi. It's just so satisfying to make. I love it. Absolutely love making it and using it. So just lining up the edge. And that's our lovely frame piece. Okay, let's do this one. I'm doing guillotine because it is actually quicker to show you rather than doing scissors. If you gum up your scissors, just give them a wipe down with a wet wipe, but be very, very careful of your fingers. Now that's not quite fitting in there, so maybe I'll show you the scissor method as well. So just run your scissors up the side of the tape and let the blade rest against the edge of the tape. You'll be able to feel it. And then there's a cute little bit of washi. That one we can do. I want to show you a variety. Let's go to this one of the quilt. I don't have a lot of purple, so I was like, yes, I want the purple. That's why I made so many strips of it. Bolster my purple supply. So up the side of that one and then turn it around, depending which way is comfortable for you. I like cutting to the right hand side. And don't be too worried if you go slightly off, if it's not completely straight. It won't matter, I promise. And there's a fun purple and yellow strip. So super easy to make, really fun, and you can customize it to your heart's content, because, you know, rather than buy 10,000 rolls of washi to suit every project, just find a magazine image and make it yourself. Hope you found this useful, guys. Thanks for joining me. Have fun making some washi. Bye.